know.
Well, we can always do an incomplete. I mean, is Barbara on? Yeah. I mean, how's she doing? You know how she's doing in class?
Well, that's interesting too, because I just got an email from Barbara yesterday that she hadn't sent in she didn't have the OMA 1, and we have worked on that and worked on it. And Hardy told me that she had 85 points on the OMA 1 and she didn't want to do it over. So we went ahead and started on 2. But Barbara says she never actually got OMA 1, that she'd just given her feedback. And the two of us, we just give her feedback and give her feedback. And
well, Pauline has been in and out a couple of times. She gets going and gets a little head of steam, and then she loses her momentum. You just have to stay with her. I mean, she's not going to be constant. I mean, she's already. I mean, we're the ones who are deluding ourselves if we think she's going to be constant. Now she'll go hard for a month or two, but then she just falls off the map for a month or two.
Dale, when I did the CC1 visit, I met with her principal as well, and there's no reason. Her principal was probably one of the most supportive principals I have met with. So,
I met with her twice.
Her principal is very supportive. So is Pauline.
And she's at a good school in the southern part of Wake County, just below out of Raleigh down there. I mean, she's in a good place.
Well, here is a person with a special ed master's degree who does not write about a 504. Now, it's really hard to try to figure out how that happens. But anyway, I know she's Puerto Rican, has a language problem. Her papers show that. I mean, she does the...
Yeah, we acknowledge that. I mean,
adjectives before
we can live with that. It's the...
stuff, you know.
But even that, Dale, her principal had, remember I said she had several teachers that were working on national board.
Yeah.
Her principal told me, she says, I am going to, because they have to do special projects, I'm going to let them work with Pauline so that they can help her make sure that her work is correct.
Yeah.
This was a face-to-face with her.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I've been there. Yeah, I mean, she's got the support, and she can overcome the language because she's got support to do that. It's just, I mean, the last time that I met with her, she, what was attracting her, she just had a new grandbaby. And that had her time and attention.
Well, I don't know the timeline of her separation, divorce, whichever it is.
Yeah, that came up, and then, I mean, I don't know how old her daughter was. Couldn't have been too old because she's not too old.
Well, I think she's in middle school or high school. She's got one.
Yeah, but she had one. The oldest one had a baby, and I think she was still in school. So, we just have to work and pray with those kind of people. But yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, this is not new though.
Well, I'm just worried about her because, I mean, she does things like...
she'll withdraw. When she gets to the end, she hadn't got enough done. The last 2 times she withdrew. But hopefully she'll get enough done this time. We can do an incomplete with her, take her out of class for the summer and let her try to catch up. That's the best bet.
Yeah, that might be.
And that's better than just them withdrawing and then coming back. I mean, that's not a good system. That get them to the end and draw.
To get her to pull the paper up on her computer.
Yeah.
Let's go through it. And she wants to write on that spiral pad, and she writes in words about this big, and she just gets so frustrated, and she just puts her hands in her head, through her hair. Says, pray for me. I just need your prayers.
Yeah.
I'm doing all that.
But see now, just remember, I started with this whipping, and then Danny got around to this whipping. So you're number 3. It's not like we're, that we hadn't already got whipped ourselves.
Well, I would almost say if she gets an incomplete and she's going to do this over the summer, I will get in my car and I will go down and sit with her a half a day. And
That's
see
what
if we
I
can
did.
do it.
That's
That's
what
the
I
only
did to
thing
get
I
her
know.
through
I mean,
601.
you just have to get her to focus.
Right. We sat in her classroom and worked. That's correct. That's what you'll have to do.
She has finally turned in the OMA on Turnitin. She left off the first task. We started with task 2. She didn't put the paper together, and I'm to the point that I'm just going to tell her what needs to be done, then she can turn it into task stream, and heaven help the ones who are the evaluators. Maybe they can make it more specific than I've been able to do it.
Yeah, that's all you can do. I mean,
Well, I know she has task 1, or at least part of task 1, because I spent an hour and a half one night and another hour another time working with her on that paper.
Oh, I think we've all seen task 1. I just don't, she just didn't put it together, and she didn't put it together right. And, but anyway, if she ever does submit it, maybe they can figure out what she hasn't done and can tell her, and maybe we'll get her through at least the
yeah.
Yeah, if she can get the OMA and she gets working on the skips, as I said, I really don't mind going down, but somebody needs to sit beside you.
Well, that seriously, I went and spent. That's why I said I've been twice. I meant first time just made the visit. I went the second time and spent a half a day with her, and ended up because I stayed so long. I got caught. Don't park up there in the front parking lot. At the dismissal time, it'll take an hour. You don't get out for an hour.
Oh dear.
Let me. I was there and I was planning to be gone by 1, and I ended up staying about all afternoon till right before dismissal. And by the time I got out, I got trapped in the parking lot, and I had to sit there in the parking lot for an hour because the buses come in the front parking lot there.
Oh dear.
So park to the side where you can get out if you come at dismissal time. Yeah, I made that mistake. I'm usually smarter than that, but I had no idea I was going to be there 4 hours. I thought I was going to stay 1, and I ended up staying 4. So that's how I got caught.
Well, when I go on task stream, what I see is she had a 69 601, and I don't know how to interpret that. Did she finish the APSL and the APSL?
We'll have to look what she's done in task stream.
Well, it was really strange. I hadn't seen, it was a number. It says 69.
Yeah, we'll have to look at what she's got in task stream. I can do that. I can do an audit for you. I'll send you that.
Okay. Well, we really want to get her through, but we've got to get her to do the work.
Yeah, that's true. I understand.
And
Welcome, everybody. We're just talking about students. If you've got somebody that needs help, you have a plan for them.
Light a candle because it's gonna.
Yeah.
So that we can.
Are you making double notes?
That we can. That we can get all these students through. And so to that end, that's how I wanted to start today. Now, I have done a 603 town hall for the CAP to get them so they can start early on that for summer. I've done a 601 town hall on the OMA to get them started early for summer. So for those of you who are going to be working on all these 603s and 605s, you can see on the screen who that is this summer, in preparation in order to try to help you. I don't know how much help it is. In order to try to help you, I have already done a town hall with them within the last 2 weeks for both groups, where I introduced the summer work to them on the OMA and the CAP for the 605s this summer, the OMA for the 603s. And to that end, even further, because 603 is standardized, we've already sent the upcoming 603s the actual weekly activities and case studies that they're going to be involved in this summer. so that they could get started on those. So you know what a jam it is. 10 weeks. We got 10 weeks this summer. No weeks off. An hour every week. Come online with them at least once every week. Don't take any weeks off. Give them 10 weeks this summer. We've already got them started, got them rolling. I don't know what Dr. Stone intends to do in terms of if he wants to send them out some activities or assignments or something early for the incoming 605s. I'll work with him on that. But I've already sent out the stuff for the incoming 603s. Danny and I have already been on that. We've already covered the first of the evidences for the summer. So we should be in good shape getting them launched for the summer in terms of them hitting the ground running. We've told them, don't take any time off in May. We'll give you 4 weeks in December. We'll give you 4 weeks in August. But that's when they need the time off in order to come back and get ready to go to school, at their school. But that don't take 2 weeks off in May. So that's been our party line to the 601s going to 603, the add-ons. Don't take those 2 weeks off. If you do, you won't make it this summer. Go ahead and just push right on through, and then we'll give you 4 weeks in August, and we'll give you that break in August. At the time when you're setting up your classroom, having teacher work days, and getting back into the biz again for starting school, and then we'll start again Tuesday the 27th with them. So that's kind of the deal that I hope that I've struck with the ones to get them not to stop here in May and then be behind when we start back again, later in May. So they understand. Now, whether they do it or not, it's up to them, but they understand what they need to do to get through. We've also sent the case studies and the weekly activities, because there's a lot of going and doing in 603, as you know. That's a going and doing thing. Interview this, attend that. So they've already got the list. They know what to do. We did that last week, and we had a town hall last week. So I feel good going into summer. We've got our folks prepared on the add-ons. That's always the strain, getting them through summer on pace. So you can see on the schedule what we'll be doing this summer. I anticipate looking forward on numbers. They look much like they did last year at this time, and that would portend 6 add-ons in the fall and 2 regulars. We've got the staff to handle that, and that'll be a big bubble of these 603s. Will be in 605 in the fall. Those of you who are in 603, you'll do like you did last time. You'll shift from 3 to 5. Steve is working on a new 605, and he's going to run a couple of things this summer new to see how that goes, and then he'll have that ready for you in the fall as all this big bubble shifts to 605. That's in 1 now, being 3 this summer. Kind of the way that's going to roll. We've got some new folks trained up, Hamilton and Shepherd, and Robin and John, ready for that big bubble of 601s coming in the fall. That's a good thing to have, is that big bubble. So look, everything looks good. Lisa Barnes is going to train with me this summer in 603 because she's going to take over eventually this EDCI doctoral in Charlotte. That's a low residency doctoral format. Lisa's going to take that over on my half at least. And I've talked to a couple other people about taking over the 601 half. I think Karen's interested in that as well. That's a low residency format. Half of it's 601. It's a 12-hour course. Half of it's 601. Half of it's 603. It's done in 1 semester. It's very intense. We've been very successful with that. Steve Laws and I did it this semester. We did 2 sections of it, actually. We did a section of 12 and a section of 11. We ran them together. He had one when I had the other, then we switched them. And so we've been doing weekends in Charlotte this spring. That's gone extremely well. That's a good program. Those people have been very, very complimentary. And so I don't know that they know what they need, but we've been giving them what we think they need. So there's the summer schedule on the screen. You can see how it will flow into the fall. All those 603s will be 5s. The 5s will be gone. The regulars will be 604s. So we'll have 2 604s this fall. Dr. Sanders will cover those. We'll have a bunch of 5s. We'll have a bunch of new 1s. We won't have any 602, but Dr. Neal is going to revamp that, and she'll have something else to do in the fall. So we'll be ready with a new 602 when spring rolls around. I feel good about that. It's all about continuous improvement. So to that end, let me change my screen here and go to this. Looking at the CAPE standards, that's one of the things that we've got to do better on as a unit, not us, but as a unit, is make sure that we have a quality assurance, continuous improvement. That every 2 years, you need to review and revamp your course sequence every 2 years. That's what we're doing. My dog always starts barking when I go online. And so that's what somebody's chatting on. Let's see what's going on here. Rachel said she didn't get the email from Seth about textbooks, and somebody forwarded it to her. I didn't get it either. If somebody got an email from Seth about textbooks, or you can just text, you can send him an email telling you to resend it, because I didn't see it. Of course, it could have come through during CAPE. I'm kind of busy. So one of the things that I feel really good about, as a unit, advanced programs were good 2, 3, and 4. We were exemplary in 2, 3, and 4, and we were good in 1 and 5, because we are doing continuous improvement in 5. We are reviewing our courses on a 2-year schedule. That's a quality assurance, continuous improvement. We are doing that. We take the feedback from our collaborative partners, feedback from employers, feedback from students, and upgrade those programs. I think just like the 603 revamp, I think the case studies have been quality in that. I've really enjoyed them. The student feedback's been really good. The student feedback has been really good. Hold one second. You're too much. You tell them. She's too much. All right. So, standard 1 focuses on candidate outcomes, specific candidate level study. Outcomes, we're going to start being evaluated on how well our folks score on their evaluations. That data is supposed to be available shortly. As soon as this cycle of data comes in from this spring, principal and assistant principal that we trained and licensed, we will be getting a batch from Department of Public Instruction that has their scores on it. I feel confident they're going to be good, but that's kind of out of our control. There's nothing for us to work on to do that, but we need to understand that that's coming. We were exemplary in 2 under clinical experiences. Demonstrated proficiency, again, back to the competency folio. We had demonstrated proficiency. We didn't just talk about it. So we were exemplary there. Completer and employee satisfaction, exemplary there. And so we've got to keep on making sure as a unit that we do quality assurance, that we continue to review our courses on a regular 2-year cycle. The reason we weren't exemplary this time is that hadn't been done. We didn't show 3 years of that. We just showed 2 years of that. But we were good. We didn't have any AFIs there for us. So as soon as our candidate data starts coming in from their job ratings, we'll see how we're doing on that. But right now, we don't really have anything else that we need to work on. Everything is good. You got the emails from Dr. Bull. that gave you the areas that we got to work on as a School of Ed. But our group is good. You know, we all got to work on diversity, but we have made strides in that area. We've got some really good people who have joined us, and I feel good about them. Not because of but I just feel good because they're good people who do a good job. And so we're happy about that. So CAPE has gone well. We've still got, I think, 6 AFIs as a unit to work off, but I'm sure they're working on those right now, and I'm sure I'll help them as soon as we get started back. But that's me and not y'all. So my whole point of this is I thank you for all that you do. There's a rhyme and reason for everything that we do. We don't do anything that we don't need to do, but we do everything we need to do and nothing we don't need to do. And it has to be done in the way they want it done. And so it went extremely well for us. It did not go that well for everybody, but I'll do all that I can. You know, we're actually on our completer satisfaction and completer confidence. I'm doing a case study. Jeff and I have been working on it since 2017. We took a year and validated the instrument. You have that instrument. For those of you who teach 605, we need to make sure that we collect as many of those final reflections as possible. That's what that is. That's a case study that Jeff and I are doing, where we're going to look at what they think they've got now in terms of their changes in themselves, and then 3 years down the road. We're also adding a quantitative piece where we're going to be talking about why you chose Gardner Webb, why you chose to stay, those kinds of things. It's a rather comprehensive case study. It's a 5-year project. We're 2 years in to the 5 years. The first year course was validating the instruments. We've got that done. Then we'll do 3 years of data collection, and then we'll do a year of analysis and the write-up on it. And so we're right on track where we need to be right now in our case study. That kind of saved us as a unit because we were required to have one, and we did. And so even though people didn't know we were doing it, we knew to do it. And so it's the right thing to do. So we had the case study, so all that was good. So CAPE went well. Thank all of you again who participated. The summer schedule looks good in preparation for summer. We've done some advanced work on town halls, on evidences and materials to get them ready to go this summer. The numbers look strong for the fall. They look same as last year at this time, so we're looking at probably 6 and 2. Everything's looking good. Take care of your individual students. We've got some of these old ones coming back. I've got one from 2010 that wants to come back. I don't know how that's going to go, but we're going to do the best we can. So I don't want to keep you any longer today. I know you're on holiday. Me and Lulu, we're getting a lot of work done around the house. She's a 12-pounder. She's tough, though. She gets it done. All right. Anybody have anything else?
Dale, quick, can I give a quick reminder?
Yes.
For those clinical coach 1 visits, if you are planning, the fall window for those visits will be August the 26th to September 30th. You'll get an email from me, but I just know some of you may be planning some event. So it's August the 26th to September 30th for the window for the CC1 visits with the fall semester. Just maybe kind of begin to put that on your calendar.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you. Anybody else have anything for the good of the group?
Yes, you may have gone over this before I got in here. Can you tell me again the time for graduation?
It's 10 o'clock. So we'll walk over at 9:30 as we normally do.
And is there a place they can go to find out the information they're supposed to know about that?
Yeah, it's in Web Connect.
That's what I thought, a banner. And also, is there a list there?
Yep, there's also a list here.
Okay, very good.
There is, let's see. Graduating student list, spring.
Very good.
It's right there.
That's all under academic information. Okay,
That's
thank you.
correct. And they've already been sent the stuff from the registrar on graduation. But if they go to more details off the calendar, it will put it on their calendar, and there's also some other information. So so let me close that out. Gosh, I closed everything else. Yeah. And so let's see. She's got that information. It's from the registrar. It's already been sent to students about the times and the places and all that. That comes to them individually from the registrar's office. They should already have that. Look for Luann Skates in their email if they can't find it.
Okay, thank you.
All righty, good question. Next.
All good.
All right, we're all good. All
All
right,
good.
y'all have a good week. I'll see y'all. I guess we'll be back in 2 weeks, just prior to, let's see, 4/22, 4/28. That'll be the Monday. Do we need to meet next Monday or handle any business right here at the end, or you think we can go 2 weeks? We're coming to the end here, miss. The 22nd. Next week will be the 29th, and that'll be starting the last week. We better meet again next Monday, unless there's a town hall I need to do. Let's meet again next Monday. I'll get an email out to you. Let's meet again next Monday, see if we got any issues or problems. We'll meet the next 2 Mondays, and then we'll be off for a while. But let's make sure that we get everything done right here at the end. All right, so I'll see y'all again next Monday. If you have anything, let me know. Y'all have a good week. Thank you.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.